Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Storm Rising. This is a National Geographic, I want to say docu-series, but it's really not so much of a docu-series as it is like a reality series. Not that anybody's being voted off an island or handing roses to people and to fall in love and eventually break up after the show's over. No, this is about two guys primarily, Reed Timmer and Mike Thies, and they chase storms. These guys are basically just maniacs. Reed is like this single middle-aged guy chasing storms. No wife, no kids, just in a van traveling around the Midwest mostly, and screaming his brains out and saying "Holy shit" a lot whenever he sees a storm. Like it doesn't get old. Of course, yeah, maybe he tweaks it up for the camera, and there is lots of woo and we gotta get inside the van and yelling and running. And there's a camera crew, of course, in addition to all of their cameras that they have inside their tall van. I can't remember what it's called, what type of van it's called, but it's a tall van. You can stand up inside of it, usually, kind of van, I think. And sometimes they break up into separate vehicles and chase different parts of the storm or attack it from different angles, and or they install probes that they can throw in the middle of the place where they know the storm is coming, and then sometimes they send drones up into the sky. It's all sorts of craziness. This is from 2021, by the way, one season. I think there's only like 5 or 6 episodes. Yeah, 5 episodes, and yeah, it's just it's just lots and lots of storms and guys, woo, going crazy about it. I don't want to yell too loud. I have neighbors. Uh, and Mike, by the way, Mike is the other guy. He's at the time of this, he's married. He has a child on the way, and so they're two very different types of guys, and they have a great time together. And they give commentary on what the other one is like, and things like that, and their friendship and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you're watching this, you're not here for friendship. You're here to see powerful, crazy hurricanes and tornadoes and just tropical storms and all sorts of other crazy stuff just going nuts so crazy on top of these guys. Each of the episodes is about 43 minutes long. It's a like I said, it's a National Geographic thing, and yeah, I don't know what else I can really say about it. It's pretty intense, yeah, and it's all cut together and edited in a way that seems a bit, to build up the drama and the intensity. And of course, it always cuts to commercial, like when this would air on a network. It cuts to commercial, has a break where the drama peaks, and then of course it comes back and repeats that last phrase or action, and then they burst into the resolution of whatever storm craziness that's happening. I can understand the appeal of this. I only watched one episode. That's all I really need. I got the idea. But yeah, if you're into this, it's these guys are adrenaline junkies. They they do it just for the action. Reed seems to be the guy who just lives for this kind of thing, especially him. So yeah, it's a bit intense for much of the episode. I don't think there's a whole lot of downtime. There's a little bit here and there where they get to say, "Oh, I live in a van and have to drink Red Bulls," and they don't say that, but you can see them do that just to keep alive, and got to get up every morning. And if we don't make it, someday we decide to sleep in. That's the day the storm hits. Okay, yeah, you got to do that. I guess I hope it's your job. Hope somebody's paying you to risk your life like this, because you know what? These are the guys who are alive. There's a lot of people who do this. There's other shows like Storm Chasers or some other show. They have not survived. There's a lot of people who died doing this. So I would not recommend that you take this up as a hobby or a job. Yes, there are people who need to do this for the science and everything else. If you're just doing it just to ride the bull, grab it by the horns, okay, think twice. Just think about it rather than just doing it, because I understand the appeal. I mean, I live in Southern California. we get excited when there's maybe 3 drops of rain coming from the sky. It rained a little bit last weekend, and it was just like terror in the streets. Or just, it was so relaxing, hear it dropping outside my window. It was just, yeah, it's it's the only excitement we get with weather here. So I grew up in a place where there was a lot of weather. I've watched storms brewing outside my home in the Northeast, and I have driven across the flattest parts of the Midwest watching a storm in the distance make its way towards us. I've stayed in a hotel room where we thought that the whole thing was going to collapse down on top of us because we had to pull off the road for the night, just because there was no way we were going to ever survive that on the road. Driving halfway across the country. Yeah, what I went through is nothing compared to what these guys went through in just one episode. There's just so many tornadoes just in one episode. And yes, I realize this is a bunch of stuff compiled over a course of many days and weeks, and yeah. But you get to see some of the science behind it, what they do to collect this data, and why they collect the data, and what it helps, and why are we getting all these storms? Oh, climate change. Remember that? That thing that your weird uncle thinks isn't real? Yeah. Yeah. Just so you know. Yeah, it's an exciting watch, but it's not something I think I'm gonna really watch. I mean, I could turn the sound off and just maybe put it on a big screen and just look at how crazy the storms look. And they look amazing. It's something to see. Watch at least one episode and see if it's your thing. But I mean, just some of the way they photograph this and they film it. It's there's some time lapse stuff as well. It's pure insanity. So not a job for me. But I think I miss storms. I would like to sit through a big, heavy thunder and lightning storm one of these days again. I just got to get out to the Midwest, I guess, and not die. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
246.
246. Why'd you close? Come on. In case you don't know, this is all randomly picked, and I have to watch whatever comes up on the list. That number 246 corresponds to something here in this list, and whatever it says, and we got another documentary. Okay, well, sometimes, yeah, like I said, whatever we get, whatever shows up here is what I gotta watch. There's no rhyme or reason or rule. Sometimes I pick the stuff, like yesterday we had Tales of the Jedi. I was gonna watch it anyway, so why not do a show on it? So we got to do we get a lot of documentaries about sharks and mummies and sharks and storms. National Geographic loves this kind of stuff. But today we're going back to mummies. It's Lost Treasures of Egypt. It feels like we've done this one before. We've done a lot of stuff about Egypt and treasures and how they're lost. So there's a good chance I'm going to double check this after I log off here. There's a good chance we've already watched this because they kind of all run together name-wise. If not, well, we'll just watch it. If it's something we have seen before, I'll just come back in a second. It'll be like I haven't even left, and we'll pick another number. So, The Lost Treasures of Egypt on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye. I was right. I knew this sounded familiar. You can even see here. I already watched it. You can see the blue line shows that I've already watched it. It was, I don't know how many months or years ago, but somehow this brought itself back up onto the list. It might have been because they may have added season 3. Like, there's no season 2. There's season 1 and there's season 3. What? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, because it's telling me, oh, watch episode 2 of season 1. Since you already watched episode 1. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. We've already watched it. We've already talked about it. We don't need to do another episode on it. Let's pick another number.
30.
30. I'm sorry. I mean, I usually am really good at culling all the stuff that we'd already seen, but for some reason that got thrown in there. Oh, hey. There's something we can handle. It's something I've seen before, but I really enjoy it. and I think you will too, from The Incredibles, Auntie Edna. So, yeah. We get to spend an animated short, a little bit of time with Auntie Edna, and the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.